Now, for many African countries, attracting foreign investment has always been a challenge. And now it's become even more difficult with an economic downturn in Europe and the United States. So here's how some African countries have responded. They've set up what are known as free trade zones. These are places where multinationals can come in, set up shop, and in some cases pay little or sometimes no tax at all. It really does beg the question, what's in it for the ordinary African? Mark Edo has been checking up on that in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation.
In Lagos, they hope this will be the road to economic success. The Lekki Free Trade Zone is being carved out of thousands of hectares of untamed land near the coast of Nigeria's commercial capital.
The first part is 3,000 hectares.
They call Shola Oworu the empress of the zone. This former city banker is in charge of creating what she believes will become the Dubai of West Africa.
The idea is actually to create a new model city, not just industrial, also a residential commercial area, so that you have a self-sustaining city.
While Lagos State is providing the land, a Chinese consortium is responsible for the actual construction. And there's a lot to build. The zone will have its own international airport, deep sea port, and its own water, power and sewage systems.
The idea is to have the zone as a catalyst for economic development in Lagos State, diversify the economy. We would want to attract foreign direct investments into Lagos State.
There are 23 other free trade zones in Nigeria, all vying for the attentions of international investors. But the Lekki Free Trade Zone here in Lagos has one big advantage: size. At 16,500 hectares, it could become the biggest in Africa, 4 times the size of Manhattan in New York. Foreign companies are promised 100% ownership of their investments, and they'll be free to bring their workers in and take their profits out. The zone will be tax-free. Sounds good for the companies, but is it good for the country? The governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, says yes.
Every time we import goods, we invariably, without knowing it, export jobs, because we keep those industries offshore, away from our economy, busy. And we can win by that by keeping the jobs here on our land.
There's a race to build free trade zones across the continent. One economist says it's because African countries realize they must open up their markets quickly.
The truth is that the nation as a whole and the markets as a whole have come to accept that they must move in the direction of free trade. Because one, it opens up their markets, so investment flows come in. Two, it makes their domestic industries more competitive.
That's the hope for the Lekki Free Trade Zone. But back at the zone, Shola Oworu can't dwell on what might be. She's got a new model city to build. Mark Edo, Africa Business Report, Lagos, Nigeria.
That ends part 1 of Africa Business Report. Stay